Sometimes the very thing that you're afraid of is the very thing protecting your garden. And if you remove it too quickly, you may also remove the protection that was keeping growth in your garden. Hey, it's me, Marie, and I'm out here trying to get my life together. Period. In so many ways and so many facets, I'm trying to get my life together, finding out who I am, finding out what I love to do, finding out my assignment, finding out what obedience looks like for me in this season of my life and in the seasons to come. Welcome to the journey. So today's video, we are talking about how fear can make us misidentify protection as danger, and how some uncomfortable seasons in our lives may actually be protecting our growth. Let me tell y'all something. I have a best friend. Her name is Miranda, and she has a cute little homestead. It's just kind of like a hobby thing for her. And she has a garden, and like I garden through her. Right? Because y'all, I want to garden physically and I'm all about it. I study it. I learn it. But I don't have a garden of my own right now. And so I vicariously, is that the word? Garden through her, right? If that's not the word, y'all make it fit. But I tell her what to plant. I say, how is our garden doing? And I tell her that I'm not coming to your house in the spring and summer. She lives on the outskirts of nowhere. Okay. They just put her address as something that can be delivered to. Her Amazon packages took forever to get there. She built from the ground up, in the middle of the outskirts of nowhere. They had the clear land, all of the things. So she's surrounded by woods. She's surrounded by trees. She's surrounded by nature. That is not my bag. I need to be surrounded by streets. I need to be surrounded by cement. Okay. I don't do creatures. I don't do wildlife. I do my dog nieces and nephews, my fur baby nieces and nephews that she has. And I love to go over there because our house is cozy in the fall and winter. However, spring and summer brings certain things to her home, to her porch, that I don't mess with. Okay. And that thing is a snake. Okay. She's had several snakes to be encroaching on her porch, her front door, if you will. There is a couch that we go and we sit on and we talk, we have coffee, all the things. And she has this beautiful setup on her porch. It's very farm chic. And one time she sent me a picture of a snake on the back of the couch that we sit on. That I have sit my buns on. And that snake was just snaking on the back of that. Long snakes. I'm not talking about no little snakes. Then on yesterday, this is why this video is coming. On yesterday, she has this beautiful farm wheel, like a wagon wheel for decoration. And there was a snake intertwined in the wagon wheel as decoration right beside her front door. I ain't doing that. I don't do snakes, right? I don't do none of that. She always wants to tell me, oh, the snakes are harmless. They don't do anything. They don't hurt you, but they make me hurt myself because I got to run from that thing. I don't know what that thing is doing. I don't know nothing about that thing. And then she proceeds to educate me on how snakes keep out the rodents in the garden and the rabbits that try to eat the leaves from your garden, and the squirrels that maybe want to get a taste of something, or maybe want to do a bed. The little creatures that may be destroying your garden. That's why the snake is there. That's why the snake is there. And y'all, when I thought about that thing and saw that picture, I said, I got to go come talk to my lovey, because she got to know that the very thing that we may be fearing is the very thing that may be protecting our life's garden. And I had to come tell you today, how many times have we feared the very thing sent to protect us? Everything uncomfortable isn't dangerous. a lot of my churchy people, they'll come up with something that's uncomfortable and they be like, "Ooh, the devil is busy." No, sweetie, you're being protected sometimes. Okay? You're being protected sometimes. And sometimes it feels scary. Y'all, that snake ain't studying me. That snake is not, it's a black snake. It's not looking for me. That thing is here on assignment because it's here. It's coming to the environment where he knows what he needs is being provided. Right? The world was created by God so strategically. And it's amazing how everything has its place. And the thing about it is that we have to understand that just because we are fearful of this thing, whatever this thing is in your life at the time, it isn't always dangerous. A lot of times we have fear of the unknown. We have fear of change. Change isn't always dangerous. Change is rarely dangerous in our lives. Discomfort and destruction is not the same thing. Two totally different things. Being stretched, your isolation seasons, your endings, your boundaries, your correction, your delays. These things are not dangerous. These things are not detrimental to your growth. These things are actually aiding to your growth. They are protecting you. They are giving you a wall of protection around you. Have you ever, and this has happened to me several times, being delayed, a detour, maybe you didn't leave when you thought you should have, and it's like messing with you. Oh, I don't want to be late. I don't want, I'm missing out. I don't know what they're going to say if I'm late. And that very route that you used to take, and if you would have left on time, you would have been in that very accident that you see. It's protection. Protection. Sometimes protection doesn't look peaceful. Let's go back to the snake. That snake ain't cuddly. Okay? Snakes are not cuddly. They're not aesthetically pleasing to me and to a majority of people, but they serve a purpose in the ecosystem. Like we were talking about, everything has a space in that ecosystem, in the creation. God created everything for a reason. Protection doesn't always arrive looking soft. Okay? When you got fired, that wasn't soft. But it was protecting you because that business went down for doing some illegal things and you would have got caught up in that. Or God knew you wouldn't shift and change into your new season softly. So he had to abruptly push you out of that place so that he could get you into greater. So that he could get you into more. So that he can get you into entrepreneurship. So that he could show you a new skill at a new place. Protection isn't cozy. Sometimes we are protected by a blanket. That's the warm and fuzzy. We're protected from the air by the blanket. That's warm. And that's what we always think is going to happen. But it doesn't always happen warm and fuzzy. It doesn't. So in that, we're reframing fear. Think about that friendship that you lost or that you grew out of. You were afraid that I don't know if I could do life without my friend. And your friend wasn't the glue to hold your life together. Your friend may have been that water that you needed to grow. And now that person's water isn't needed in your life anymore. You outgrew that person. So it's not, you were being protected by that friendship being gone. Your relationship failed. That man was not for you. That man was not for you. God showed you things that that man was doing or that did not align with where you wanted to go. He showed you things that that man wasn't there for you and your kids, right? He showed you things that showed you that that man could not be what you needed. That man was not your helpmate. You were not that helpmate to that man. So it's protection from distraction, because you were distracted by that man when your husband was over here waiting for you. Protection. Delayed happen. Oh, I can talk about this, honey, because the delays in my entrepreneur journey, honey, I would get a word from God and I would run and create a business. I did that so many times, and I just stopped this week. Okay. Just realized that's what I was doing this week. Had so many great ideas. And I was like, why is this not flourishing? Because I wasn't supposed to do them at that time. This is on a delay. Not that I never supposed to do it. Not that the idea was not meant for me to do. Not that the business was crap. It's great. Not that I don't have the skills, because I do. But the delay is getting me aligned. For another example, my husband and I, we've been married for 2 years. He lives in Nigeria. I live here in the States. We just applied for our visa. 2 years later, I felt that we needed to not do it as soon as possible. The crazy thing is, we're applying in a crazy time. Everything is up in the air. Things are being blocked. However, the God that I serve, the God of the universe, the God that created, the God, the Father, Jesus, God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, all in one, he purposely delayed the filing. It was loud. It was like, don't do this now. That was a delay because I feel like he's aligning certain people. There may have been a person that wasn't hired before, but now that person is sitting in that office, and that our file is going to come across our desk, their desk, and we're going to get favor in that. And God's favor is going to show even in this time where things are shaky when it comes to citizenship and people coming to the United States and all these new laws are happening and people like, oh, I don't know if that's going to happen. Honey, I rebuke that. I don't want that. I don't hear that. I don't listen to that, because the God that I serve is amazing. He can do whatever he wants when he wants. He is not governed by the government. He is the government. The kingdom of God. That's a whole nother series. Y'all can go over there if y'all like. Okay. But what I'm trying to tell you is the delay is a protection, because we could have got denied back in 2024. We could have got denied, but God was showing us he was protecting us in this. I don't know from what, right? I don't know. We're still in this. It hasn't played out yet. We're still here with it. We're still going through the process. It's fairly new. Okay. However, I know that the delay is not a deny in this moment, in this time, about this thing and about my entrepreneurship. I am built for entrepreneurship. I'm not built for corporate. I'm not. So I know that the delay is protection. Okay. And keep that in mind. Your delay, your loss, your disconnection from people, your relationship failure is not a detriment to where you're going. It's protection. And it's not soft, and it's not cuddly. It's harsh. It hurts. It cuts. We bleed. We heal. We move forward. Even in all of this, the discomfort, and that's all fear is really. Let's. God is not the author of fear. He don't do that. Fear don't come from him. Okay. So it's discomfort. I'm not comfortable with change. Nobody is. You're taking me out of my comfort zone, and I don't know where I'm going. So now we have labeled it fear. Okay. Fear is just the unknowing. Because if you knew, it wouldn't be fear. You would be able to be in protection mode of yourself. Your body would actually say, hey, this happened last time, so let's protect us from that. So it goes from fear to protection. And so let's just connect that. Discomfort. Fear is discomfort. Fear is protection. Fear is the unknowing. Fear is just the unknowing. Okay. In the unknowing, you still have to cultivate. You still have to put your hands in the garden. Your head may be on a swivel because I'm going to check. I'm going to get this garden done. And when I do, my head is going to be on a swivel because my yard does have rabbits in it. And with that being said, that protector may come. It may come. But in my mind, I have to change the narrative. I have to change the verbiage, the words that I'm saying to the snake. I'm like, God, thank you for the snake because of the protection. God, don't let it touch me. God, I don't even want to see it. But thank you for the protection. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's change our narrative because we still have to keep cultivating in our discomfort. We still have to keep cultivating in the unknown. We still have to keep cultivating when we have these alarming systems going off in our heads, what we call anxiety, what we call stress. And anxiety is just our body alarming us. Hey, I don't feel safe. Why don't you feel safe? Because somehow the pattern came, which created a narrative that the unknowing, I'm not safe with. The discomfort, I'm not safe with. That's anxiety. Look, this is how it does, right? That's how it feels. It's like, right? And then we go into, I can't breathe, a panic attack. Or for me, my body goes into stress, over stress. So my body, I get breakouts. That's crazy. I get, if I'm going to the highest level, I am seizing out, full blown seizure. Okay. Because this is happening. Okay. So we're changing the narrative. Now when stress comes, breathing really helps because it gets us in a place where we can think again, where we're not fight or flight. Okay. We're not doing that. We're breathing. Okay. So even when we have fear, we're cultivating, we're planting, we're watering, we keep growing. You cannot stop cultivating every time fear shows up. If I stop tending to my garden every time a snake shows up, it's counterproductive to what the snake is doing in my garden. So we're not even working together no more. Ooh, sometimes the snakes in your life, you got to work with them. You got to work with them in order for you to have the growth that you're supposed to have. We can't always run. We don't have to become buddy. They don't have to be in our inner circle, but we let them do what they're supposed to be doing. Let the snakes do what they're supposed to do so that you can keep growing, that you can keep watering, that you can keep planting. That's good for me. So let's go back to anxiety. And I'll be the example because I'm not sure how your anxiety comes, right? So full blown anxiety, I started having a seizure. I had a seizure, godly. I think my first one was in 21 or 2022. And I didn't know. The doctors still don't know to this day. There's no medical reason of why I'm having seizures. It's just stress. I know that. I know the environment that I was in at the time. I know what was going on. I know the patterns when I am stressed, when I get triggered, I will have a seizure. And if I didn't have seizures, if I didn't have the breakouts, like I had a breakout rash, skin on fire. And I'm like, why am I getting this? I hadn't eaten anything different. And friend, which is my other best friend, I call her friend, she like, friend, you stressed. I'm like, no, I'm not. Everything's cool. Everything's good. But I was. And today in my time with God, that stressor was because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do consistently. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. I'm shrinking myself. I'm shrinking my voice. I'm doing the very things that I'm teaching y'all not to because I don't want to step on toes. I don't want this to happen. I don't want, but God is showing me that my voice is imperative. God is showing me that my voice is needed. God is showing me that I am valuable. And so that seizures, breakouts, interruption is interrupting my life because I had to deal with the discomfort, right? And so God is protecting me. He said, hey, before we get to a seizure, okay, you see these bumps, go talk to friends. She got something to say. And I hate when she right. She's so right all the time, but it makes me so mad. And I have to go back to him like, friend, you was right, And so I love her so much. She's crazy. That's why we fit. We're a little bit crazy. But God does interrupt. So that was an interruption in my life to say, hey, something's happening. Somewhere, some way deep down inside, you're stressing out. I need you to come talk to me. Because I need you to seek out your stressors. God has the answers, but sometimes he wants us to come and talk to him about it. Just like your children, right? You got the answer. You know that they're struggling, but you want them to cultivate their plant of communication, okay? That communication plant in their little gardens of life or in their big gardens of life. Just because they little don't mean their garden is small, okay? So that's the thing. God is just like I was saying, your children come to you, and you want them to come to you. You want them to feel comfortable. You want them to come to you in their time, because that's when they're most open. That's when they're most vulnerable. That's when they're most open to receive the solution, right? And that's what God did to me. Hey, I'm going to interrupt you with the rash, with the breakout. And I need you to therefore talk to friend. Friend wasn't calling me for that. We were just talking. And then now that friend has told you, now you thinking, am I stressed? What am I stressed about? Come talk to me. Came talk to him. I'm being more consistent with coming to talk to God every day. I can't do this by myself. I can't. I don't want to. And I can't. Okay. So I'm talking to him. We're talking through this. I'm studying. He says, check this out. This is why you're stressed. I'm like, dag nab. I am stressed. I'm stressed because I was holding in my authentic self. Not because I knew I had some value, but I didn't know how big the value was. Because I wasn't all in. I wasn't full-fledged. I wasn't running at full capacity, right? And now that I am, this is why I'm so passionate now. I don't know if you'll see the growth, and y'all see it online. I'm very vulnerable to y'all. I don't edit a lot. How it's coming out is how you're getting it. And a lot of times how you're getting it is how God is giving it at the moment. And so the interruption came. I sat with it. I prayed through it. I talked through it. I journaled through it. I studied through it. Now we're here. And hopefully this rash will go away because I'm working through that stress, right? Okay. So we want to be comfortable. We do. We do. We like it. However, that's not going to grow us to our full capacity. And with me, I discerned, or friend discerned, and I listened, that I was in stress. But stewardship requires discernment. Let's go back to our snake friend. Okay. Our black snakes, our garden snakes, they're great for the garden, right? That's why we gave them that title, a garden snake. However, I ain't fooling with no cobra. I ain't fooling with no rattlesnake. I ain't doing that one because that's not that's not protecting my garden, right? Hey, so you got to discern what snake is what. Ooh, you got to discern the snakes in your life. We ain't going there today, but you got to discern the snakes in your life. What snake is helpful? What snake are you supposed to partner with? What snake are you supposed to eliminate? What snake are you supposed to call somebody and come get that thing? What snake do you need to eliminate in order to protect yourself and your family? That's a whole different snake. Okay? The snake in our gardens that are protecting our gardens, that's who we partner with. Those other snakes need to be eliminated. Okay? All right. Everything that scares you isn't sent to harm you. That's what the whole video is about, right? I gave you a piece of my life and we're on this journey together. I gave you some stories. If you feel like you want to share your story about looking back and something that you realize you feared actually protected you, I would love to hear it. Lovey, I would love to hear it. And your comment can free somebody else, right? We're building a community. This is just not me. It's a talking head. I get it. It ain't got all the bells and whistles. I get it. But it's for who it's supposed to be for. And so this community needs your voice as well. So in the comments, right? Drop us a story. Drop us a story of how you thought it was dangerous, but it was actually protecting you. You thought you feared it, but it was actually your protection. You thought it needed to go. You thought you needed to get rid of it, but it's actually your protection. Okay? Drop that in the comments. If you're not ready to share yet, I get it. Just drop me some green hearts, right? But let me know you was here. Let me know you heard. Let me know you stayed this far, okay? So if this resonated with you, go ahead and like and subscribe and share with 5 other people that you want to share this with, right? This is not just for me and you. We get it. Honey, me and you locked in, period. So let's share with others and drop that green heart in the comment or that story in the comment. I would love to hear it. I'm going to respond back. I'm that girl. I love to respond back. I love conversation, period. So remember, we don't go through life. We grow through life. So no matter what's going on, find the growth in that. Find the growth in that. And until next time.